If there's 200 million people in Nigeria, how many of them are banked?
Good question.
Traditional bank there.
Yeah, I don't know the rate currently right now, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
If in America, like 80% of a bank account, in Nigeria, would it be 20%?
Maybe 30 to 40, could be 50, but then there's so many remote parts. Because even myself, I'm much more from Ibadan. It's maybe an hour and a half from Lagos originally. Much more like the Yoruba type of like landscape. So that was where I was going to when I visited like Nigeria initially. So it's totally different lens if you're like, born and raised in Lagos. So there's so many different flavors, and that's just one country, right? I went to Senegal. That was amazing, right? But I'm lucky to have my co-founder there because you have to speak French. But at the end of the day, they have beaches that, Australia has the best beaches, I have to be honest, but they have very nice beaches in Dakar. It's like, you have like French tourists that come over. Like there's so many different hidden gems. And then you have North Africa as well. And I went to East Africa, good as well. Kenya, Uganda, Kampala. So like, one country, obviously that, it's really good for the trade and business, but then you have so many different countries right next door.
I'm spending more time in Dubai, and one of my goals is to spend more time in Africa.
Okay.
Because it's 5-6 hours away to all these places. And I think I was telling you earlier, I've been to South Africa and Botswana, but I mean, that was a long time ago, and it was great. I got a vibe, which is very different than what anywhere else, but I want to check out all these places. So you talk about Nigeria. If you had to talk about 4 other countries right now that are active, what would those be? And if you had to talk about 5 more countries in Africa that you think you'll be rolling out to, what would those be?
Yeah. I take the Web3 like ethos pretty like seriously, like working with each other, working together. Like I know a lot of people just be like, solo minded, but like that's the part of like this whole Web3 aspect is to build together, right? Open source. So like if I don't have the coverage, I know I have very good like trusted OTC partners that do. So East Africa, where we talk about Kenya, Uganda, DRC Congo, even Congo, Brazzaville. South Africa, to be very honest, is a massive market, very, very big. Then you also have Kenya as well, with their buzz on like technology as well. So I think, from our side, we really cover a lot of different, reach, either us directly or working with our counterparties.
Okay. And when you talk about individuals, is it individuals or also small businesses of those individuals?
Yeah, our small businesses, right? Obviously you have these FX desks that are doing much larger, but we're talking about, just like a mom and pop shop, basically a tourist, like you just said, like a tourist or travel agency. Okay. They need to send money like Citibank to New York to pay for the airfares and things like that. So all the different factors are all part of the economy over there. So.
Okay.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.
And right now with Canza Finance, what are you building in DeFi? And like, what are you hoping to roll out? I know you got a token coming soon, which is pretty crazy and exciting. I'd be curious what that's being used for. But like, what are you building out in the DeFi space right now?
Yeah, for sure. I think from everything we've like just talked about previously is that's how I see like when you talk about like blockchains like layer 1, the on and off ramps is what's needed for everything to be connected. But there are so many different companies or startups doing that, which is needed. But then once that layout is complete, and what is the layer 2, right? Like what do? We see like maybe the 2020 DeFi boom of like now it's like the lending and the borrowing. So from our side, we wanted to take the Web3 composability and solve the real problems that we've seen from the layer 1 aspect. where we can like mint and burn assets towards the rates that we actually see online. But then you have different rates that you see on the street. So that was one of the products that we're testing around, which is Baki. Then
Maybe we'll ARB there.
yeah, there's other aspects there, but then also getting the pure feed of the data to understand now, because that's going to affect real like financial aspects, right?
And
if you're getting
no
quoted,
price.
yeah, exactly. Because we've been playing around with the CoinMarketCap API now, but then also there is data that there's there's parallel markets, right? So we started building tools around that. I think we started now also have another product, which is credit default swaps, which is for centralized exchanges. So what we're seeing within like FTX and like Mt. Gox, if you had a tool that basically could take out that type of reverse coupon of, okay, does these exchanges actually have the proof of reserves that they're saying, that could have been a different trading opportunity. So what we're seeing is that our team, we look at obviously started from the academia space. I think even I started from like in a graph like Zcash and just talking to people. And I think that's one of the best ways to really understand a problem. You don't want to go too long where you want to be 8 years PhD, right? But you want to like really understand it so you can build the cultivator tools for that market. So we took like the financial aspects, got some guys in from like Europe and things of that nature, so we can understand the different melting pots and then bring like the right information to fill in the right gap. So very like financial innovation. So credit default swaps, FX trading on chain. Then we also have some really cool things that we're doing with stablecoins for like RWA vaults and yields. So we're partnering up with some really big names, so that should be coming out in the next quarter. So it's going to get really interesting.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.